G'day legends, I hope you're all amazing. On today's installment of 5-Minute Licks, I want to break down the intro riff from the Ozzy Osbourne song Shot in the Dark with the one and only Jakey Lee on guitar. This one is very interesting because of the tuning used and Jake's creative approach to making a very non-guitar friendly key, namely B flat minor, work really well and not sound out of the ordinary. When I started sitting down to learn this, I just assumed it would be a song in maybe standard tuning or E flat, but it's not. It's got some really cool stuff going on, plenty of Jake's signature riff style in there. And I also wanted to do this video to just commemorate Ozzy Osbourne retiring from touring so many of my favorite records, whether they be Sabbath records or Ozzy solo records, are some of my favorite records of all time. And there's so much amazing guitar playing as a part of Ozzy's career. So let's get into it. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of playing this song, let's talk about the tuning, because this is one of the most interesting things about this entire arrangement. The top 4 strings of the guitar are tuned down 1/2 step from standard. So we have E flat, B flat, G flat, and D flat, but the low 2 strings are tuned up a semitone, so B flat and F. What this lets Jake do is essentially play really lovely dyads on the middle strings, but still have the power and convenience to kind of chug along in the main key on the low strings. So with that in mind, the song sounds like it's in the key of B flat minor. Interesting choice for a rock song from the 80s, and obviously that's where this interesting tuning has come from. You're going to start by playing a dyad on fret 7 on the 3rd and 4th strings, and you're going to drop the note on the 3rd string down to fret 6 and then chug on this 5th string. So you get this. That in itself is just a good little exercise, sitting there and going. Really work on playing it with some attitude. Then there is a little riff that makes use of the low strings on one guitar and the kind of strange interval between the 5th and 4th string on the other guitar. So the lower guitar plays this riff. It plays the open 5th string and then the open 6th string twice. Then it grabs fret 3 on the low string. So it's... The other guitar just plays those same notes an octave higher. The way you would play that is fret 9 on the 4th string, and then it's going to be fret 7 on the 5th and fret 7 on the 4th. Next up, we're going to keep that dyad vibe going, but we're going to be using the notes in this tuning anyway from a G flat power chord. So it's fret 5 on the 4th string, fret 7 on the 3rd string, and you drop that fret 7 down to fret 6 on there. You don't get much more 80s than that. The next 2 little dyads are going to be a little A flat, so that's just fret 2 on the 2 middle strings, and then we're going to grab, again, kind of an outline of a G flat chord. It's going to be fret 5 on the 4th string and fret 4 on the 3rd string. So you have this. All up, I'm going to play the low part for the little fill to start. With the high part, we'd get this. The first time you play that in this tuning, there is a little fill that goes like this. The second time you grab fret 5 on the 2nd string, try to do a pinch harmonic and bend it up so you get this. If you don't want to tune your guitar to that strange tuning and say you just want to play it in E flat standard tuning, try a minor chord around the 2nd fret here and just lift up your 1st finger so you get this. The next part you could play like this. you could play it by kind of putting your thumb over the top of the neck around fret 7. You try your ring finger down there instead. I'm going to leave that as an exercise for anyone who wants to try that. Like I said, if you retune your guitar, it's relatively straightforward. If you don't want to retune your guitar, you can be kind of creative with this and put your own spin on it, and trying to transcribe and transpose from one tuning to another, I find can often be a really inspiring experience and might trigger you to maybe write something that doesn't sound exactly the same as the original riff. That might snowball into you actually coming up with an original idea in this style. That is part of the fun with it. Let me know how you go in the comments section below. If you want to chat more about it, there's a link to my Discord server in the video description. And of course, if you like what I'm doing here on the channel, links to support me in a variety of different ways are included in the video description as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.